is the third time I filmed this video because my camera was out of focus 2 times. Woohoo! Welcome to Passionfroot, where we pursue lives of purpose together. When it comes to your career, your 20s are a golden era for experimenting, for trying new things, for testing, for changing paths completely. It is very exciting. But of course, that comes with the question, how do I not waste my time? How do I figure out what I want to do early enough so that I can set myself up for success in my 30s and beyond? If you're asking that question, I'm going to get straight to the point. If you want to know the secret spice, the secret sauce, the one thing that I think will set you apart and set you up for the most success, come closer, come on, closer. You gotta be Delulu. You might be thinking, girl, you Delulu for even saying that. And that is exactly my point. So, Your Honor, let me defend my case to the jury and tell you why I think being Delulu is your single greatest asset in your 20s and in your entire life for that matter, for getting to where you want to go. Granted, this is anecdotal evidence because this is my story, but it could be your story. I'm going to tell you how I built a successful, thriving, creative business, having 0 design qualifications or business experience, simply with the power of Delulu. But to do that, let's rewind a few years. Did that work? Convincing myself that I was a graphic designer started in about year 4. When I was 10 years old, we did not have Canva. That concept didn't even exist at all. I was using programs like Microsoft Paint, Microsoft Publisher, GIMP, Cyberlink Power Director for video editing. Beautiful program, beautiful time. Basically, my teacher was amazing and empowered all of her students by giving us these massive, big, bulky, you know, the desktop PCs back in the day. Beautiful time to be alive. But I absolutely frothed on this experience and taught myself everything. I'd always been artistically inclined, right? I'd always loved painting, loved drawing. But as soon as I figured out that you could do this digitally, oh my word, I could not stop. So that was the beginning of my journey. Then in year 6, I was pulled up by a teacher. She gave me a Z+ on an assignment. Very tongue-in-cheek, very funny. Great teacher. She basically said, I can tell here that you have spent like twice as long designing this document than you have writing, and you do not need to be spending this amount of time doing your assignments. But for me, I was like, that does not even compute. If you are telling me that I can't have my Microsoft XP Word art, if I can't have my colorful, transparent PNGs in the background behind the text as a watermark in my document, I don't want it. Then of course in high school I joined like the school magazine. I would do like graphic design work randomly for different events that we had going on. And at my local church I got to be on the communications team and I was designing like youth merchandise and logos, and like they were awful. They were awfully awful. But I was doing it and I thought they were I thought I was God's gift to earth. I thought they were the most amazing thing that anyone had ever designed. I started a 16-page magazine that I published quarterly. That was horrendous. It was so bad. But I thought it was the best thing on the planet. And that's all that matters, because when you're Delulu, it gets you places. And I am now, I think, a very good graphic designer because I started being really bad and my Delulu got me to where I am today without any official qualifications or training. For whatever reason, from a very, very young age, I had this ridiculous, unwavering belief that I could do anything that I set my mind to. And it is the thing that has served me the most in every single area of my life, not just design. I'm not a trained singing professional. In my head, sometimes I have this recurring nightmare where I am one of the contestants on X Factor who is completely tone deaf and then goes in and her family's like, wow, she's the best, she's God's gift to earth. And then the judges are like, you suck.
I've not just got the X Factor, I have got the wow factor.
She has got 100% star quality. She will go places.
I will shout Simon. Who's the biggest and who's the best?
She'll make you cry. Sing it.
And
Clearly I need therapy. Anyway, I have sung in front of large groups of people because I said yes to opportunities that I did not feel qualified for, and it worked out great. If you saw a previous video of mine on this channel, you will have heard the story of how I ended up being a host of a national television program for mums, despite the fact that I'm not a mum. That was weird, but I was Delulu enough to think that I could do that, and I did it, and it was an awesome experience. Because of this Delulu-ness, I also have the courage and sometimes audacity to make content for the internet for you guys. Sometimes being among my fellow creators, I'm like, oh, these guys are way cooler than me. Or I like, you know, put content online and I'm like, that is so cringe. Nobody cares, but I put it out anyway because in my little Delulu brain, I'm way more important than I am. I'm so obnoxious. I've had some pretty extreme Delulu experiences at this point. This is not about me though, this is about you. Because I am here today to tell you that you can be as Delulu as me. I know that you can be as Delulu as me because there are plenty of people more Delulu than me. So the question is, how can you be Delulu about the things that matter and have that fast track you in the places that you want to go quickly or as efficiently as possible and not waste your time? You can do anything, but you can't do everything at once. And you probably can't do everything. Our lives are finite, they are short. And we can't do every single thing that we want to do in life. It's just impossible unless we lived forever, which is a whole nother conversation. Well, my friend, I am delighted today to be sharing with you my 6-spice mix for being Delulu. Yeah, for being as strategically Delulu as possible. Yeah, here is my 6-spice blend mix. Starting a new slide. Ready, set, go. Spice number 1. You have got to do what you love. And this might sound obvious, but far too many of us, especially people in their 20s, especially people in their teens trying to figure out what they're going to do with their life, they make the mistake of listening too much to what mum or dad say, or what their teacher says, or what their friend says, or what the market says, or what society says, or what TikTok says. If you do not love the thing that you're about to get really Delulu about, it's a total waste of time. I have only been able to be successful in my design career, in my business, because I flippin' love what I do. I often spend, and I hate the fact that this is the case, but sometimes I'm spending 15-hour days working, but it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. All I'm trying to say is, it is your love for the thing that will perpetuate and fuel your Delulu. Being Delulu is an uphill battle. People will tell you that you're crazy. People will tell you that you can't do it. You will tell yourself that you can't do it at times. But if you love it, it changes the game because you would do it anyway. Once you know what you want to be doing, spice number 2 is say yes to opportunities, even if you're not qualified for it. Okay? I have said yes to countless opportunities that I was unqualified or unexperienced for. Now, granted, they were all in that industry that I loved. I could not go up to an engineering company and be like, yeah, I can do your CAD drawings for you. I don't even know what that is. Like, obviously it's got to be within a realm of possibility. For example, I have done animation jobs. I've had to teach myself how to animate stuff. I've had to teach myself how to do market research, how to analyze data. So I said yes to those opportunities. I overcame the imposter syndrome and I did it anyway. And that brings me to point number 3. When you say yes to opportunities that you are not qualified for, that is the best motivation to learn. If you're being paid to do something, my goodness, you better figure that out. In my own experience, I have tried time and time again, so many times, to learn something like a new skill, like UI UX design. I've tried to learn that through free courses on YouTube, through Skillshare. I've tried to learn it through Google certificates. No. I thought that paying for a course would be enough to motivate me to do it. No. Getting paid to do the thing though, oh, that's a totally different story. It is like, rather than your growth trajectory being like this, as it normally would be, it's kind of like this, right? You gotta learn all these new skills really, really quickly in order to deliver to the client really, really quickly. And every time that I've said yes to these opportunities, it's always worked out. But you also got to believe that it's going to work out. This brings me to step number 4, right? Once you start tasting a whole bunch of different opportunities, you will begin to know what you like and what you don't like. And I think this process is so important, and it's something that we do not emphasize enough in like the careers education space. I think the dominant narrative at the moment is to tell teenagers, 20-somethings, heck, all of us, to niche down as quickly as possible, to figure out what it is you want to do, charge a premium for it, and that's fine. But it negates a whole world of experimentation, and that experimentation is actually necessary to figure out what it is that you love. Because if you pigeonhole yourself too early, which is what generally the marketplace does, you might find yourself in 10 years time being at a dead end, realizing actually I hate this niche that I found myself into. I wish 10 years ago I'd tried photography instead of design, or I wish 10 years ago I'd tried town planning instead of engineering, whatever. So the more exposure that you can get to different opportunities by saying yes to them, you can learn what you don't like, what you do like, and then you're gonna find yourself on a pretty clear path forward. You can then, step number 5, start charging a premium for it. Or start labeling yourself as something. Now you're an artist, now you are a graphic designer, now you are a business person, whatever. This allows you to develop confidence, it allows you to speak a certain way, to hold yourself in a certain way, and it just changes the game completely. Because now you've got the compass and you know where you're going down that path, right? You're the expert, you're the one who can say yes or no. You have control in some weird way, and that is the best feeling. And that brings me to point number 6, which is that once you develop confidence in yourself, once you learn to trust yourself, you can then apply the Delulu principle to other things in your life. And then it's just kind of like this self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like this snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more and more Delulu, gathering more and more amazing things, amazing opportunities. Once you develop confidence, you learn to trust yourself. Like if I tell myself, I'm gonna go for a run today, and I don't, and I say, I'm gonna go for a run the next day, and I don't, I'm gonna learn pretty quickly that I can't trust myself in that. Or if I tell myself, I'm gonna learn UI UX design, and I sign up for the course and then I don't do it, then I'm also not gonna trust myself. If I say yes to an opportunity and I have to deliver to a client, or I have to, like if I create my own opportunity, or I volunteer my services or my skills or my time, then I have to show up because there's an expectation there. I'm not just holding myself accountable, other people are holding me accountable to it. I very quickly learn to trust myself, and my confidence grows and my skills grow, and it's like this beautiful flourishing thing, which is why it is so important. It is so important to say yes to opportunities and to get over the imposter syndrome. So my main squeeze, my homies, my friends, I just want to tell you that I 100% believe in you, and I hope that this video has provided some kind of clarity around how to make the most of these very exciting years in your 20s, if you are in them currently, or in this exciting time in your life when you're like rerouting, you're figuring out something new. This process can also happen at any stage of your life, your 30s, 40s, 80s, like it never ends. Delulu is always applicable, it's always appropriate, and it's always helpful. Positive self-talk is so underrated, but it is so powerful. Let me know in the comments below on a scale of 1 to 10 how Delulu you would rate yourself, and let me know what's hindering you from being more Delulu. Why am I a robot? I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, support our channel in any way you can. That'd be awesome. I will see you in a few weeks' time. My other passion fruits will see you in the meantime. Until then, take care, God bless, and I wish you all the best with your Delulu dreams. Let's keep growing together.